2:45 p.m. and you're looking at engineered light. Okay, this is direct evidence of criminal surveillance by the government, not merely those that live around you or are present around you, masquerading as though they are just living life on a normal basis, ignorant about your presence, ignorant about what's going on concerning you, living their life, whether you know their name, whether you're blood related to them, whether you're dating them, married to them, working with them. This is directed light, not sunlight. And it's also impossible to be that because sunlight is not going to appear through closed blinds at an upward trajectory. And then you see through the closed blinds in the living room, for example, there's engineer light that appears on the floor. Let me remind you what you're looking at on a daily basis. This light that's appearing on my living room floor, which is supposed to be, again, sunlight that's appearing at a downward trajectory. Let's be clear what we saw this morning inside of the same apartment at 9:44 in the morning, supposedly sunlight. This is breaking down the demonic system, the direct evidence of state surveillance, which is criminal and it's unconstitutional. And this is where the government, that is a terrorist leader such as Dominic Choi, is engaging in group stalking and doing so terrorism by helicopter. And it is the grounds of federal prison for those affiliated with the LAPD who are engaged in terrorism using helicopters, which is in conformity to a long documented pattern of conduct. Again, this is the light source outside of my living room window this morning, the same exact apartment at 9:44 where the entity is indeed engaged in ongoing stalking. Everybody that lives at this property where I'm being terrorized by that which is not naturally occurring light for the criminal purpose of keeping me under surveillance, I'm subject to what is a massive sex offense by the terrorists that live here. These are violent sex offenders and a demon-possessed population representing the people of the state who are acting in sync with the government, who's engaging in what is criminal surveillance, which is a statewide system. It's a matter of public corruption. And as you can see, this morning, the light source is outside of my bedroom window. As you can see, the light source remains, and this method of maintaining engineer light on my ceiling, this is shown at 10:19 in the morning, has nothing to do with sunlight. This is called crossing a path. It provides context regarding what the demons around you are doing while you're surrounded by a demonic environment where that which is not possibly the sun, based on its stagnated stationary presence, remains not only in the same environment location, it remains over me in that location. So this is hours later from 9:44. It's 12:43 and I'm showing you my location outside my front door, the same apartment. So I take a picture of exactly where I'm standing so you can see the timestamp, 12:43 and 37 seconds, and you can see where I'm standing. So I take a picture of it's adjacent to me, which is my bedroom window is right along this wall. So this is where the sun is present at 9:44, and at 12:43 it's still over me at the same property. And it's only at this direction because I moved to walk outside of my front door, because at this time the entity is not going anywhere with its fake sun, but it keeps it in a position where I would not be able to capture it standing out my window, but it's not gone anywhere. It's still here. So that's why I walk outside of my front door and you can see it right there at the same position, directly over my window in a position where I cannot capture it. The demons know that I'm documenting it, okay? Nonetheless, what you're going to pay attention to is at this hour where LAPD is continuously engaging in terrorism and helicopter at 2:44 p.m. This is the same exact front door where I'm standing outside of. And I take a picture of that. That's exactly where I'm standing. 2:44 p.m. and 38 seconds. 2:44 p.m. and 33 seconds. The fake sun is in the same exact position. So let's be clear. This is what you're looking at. Stagnated stationary presence. 12:43 p.m. While I'm inside of my apartment, and the fake sun is remaining over me, which you can see through windows of vehicles parked on this property. Okay, parking spot number 24. The fake sun is outside of my living room window, which is the same location, the same direction that I'm facing the hillside, outside of my window, outside of my front door, same location, same presence, non-movement of that which is not the sun. It's a light source, and it's still here. Well, LAPD is stalking at 2:44 p.m. and I'm showing you what is the engineered light that is on my ceiling, and it has nothing to do with the engineered light that is completely separate from what is a fake sun that is seen over my head as I am standing outside of my front door. The entity is maintaining a light source, as you see. When you're looking at what is engineered light, this is a distinct method, and so is the fake sun. This is the evidence of demons who are maliciously engaging, want to keep you under surveillance, and wanting to do so in the United States. The United States, the state of California, the state government wants to maintain a position whereby we appear as a free people, a free society. And I'm speaking to what is the reality of what Satan is doing amongst a corrupt government, and exposing also at the same time the heights of hypocrisy and criminality amongst the government itself and the people, the very constituents of the state. And I'm also giving you greater context. Not only is this a demonic environment, speaking to the scientific impossibility that sunlight would ever appear in this manner, or create multiple shadows, engage in what is brightening and dimming, which is light activity. That's what you're observing in this video. Pay attention. You've also seen this in different iterations. When I pull up the blinds, then you'll see multiple shadows as I raise my hand. This is the evidence of demon possession in the demonic environment, where demons are stalking with what are terrorist organizations, not law enforcement agencies. This is taking off that mask where here in the U.S., Satan's system of surveillance, of keeping you under surveillance, knowing your every move and everything regarding your life and what you do, what you dream about, okay, your aspirations, where you're going, how much money you're spending, your pap smear that you have conducted, all right, any conditions you have going on between you and your doctor is not between you and your doctor. It's public information, and the demon possessed wants you to think that you're in a free society. There's coming a time, and I'm letting you know this before Satan's schedule, that system is already in operation. This is not sunlight, nor is the sun going to be in a position where you're looking at it over you, where you're looking at the people of the state reporting the news to you, okay, and you're looking at what is impossible to be the same. This is a light source that's remaining over me at this address at Alvarado Gardens, literally over the same apartment, in the same position where I was this morning. Outside of my living room window is the same position where it's outside, above the top of my head. And this is what I'm capturing at 9 o'clock in the morning. And you know that the fake sun doesn't go anywhere, which is how I'm able to capture this light activity in the evening every single day, where the fake sun is remaining and the entity is keeping a fake sun, which you can see through the windshields of the same property. This is the same parking lot where at 9:40 in the morning, you're looking at the light source through the windshield of the vehicle that's parked in space number 24. Okay, that parking space is right up here. So you're looking at it still, and this is at 7 o'clock in the evening. So I'm showing you the ongoing consistent evidence of what is non-movement of a fake sun. And then when you are paying attention to it, it is very unintelligent. It's not even realistic. It is the direct evidence of what terrorist organizers, terrorist leaders like Dominic Choi don't want you to know. Not only is he a corrupt leader to be removed and prosecuted for engaging in a criminal system, which is terrorizing American citizens, they're engaging in kidnapping as opposed to having any probable cause or reasonable suspicion when they're taking detaining American citizens and taking American citizens into custody and then putting them in facilities where they're subject to that which is a violation of your constitutional rights. And they're demons in doing so. Dominic Choi is demon possessed. The mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, is demon possessed. They're engaged in an ongoing system that's underway in California. And it is satanic at its root. And you can witness that Satanism through the very unnatural environment, okay? This light just appeared as I began capturing video. As I showed you, this was the only light activity. As I progress, as I continue, the more that I speak to Satan, the more that I speak to demons like Dominic Choi who are going to be prosecuted. This is the terrorism that they're engaged in. While this demonic light environment, while a fake sun remains over me all day long, which are distinct methods of terrorism, demons are stalking in helicopter. Okay, demons such as, again, the Los Angeles Police Department engaged in what is providing evidence to the world regarding what does terrorism look like in the United States, what is federal group stalking and monitoring, what is demon possession, what is the state of California exhibiting, what is it going to be known worldwide for. What am I blowing the whistle about? I'm blowing the whistle about what is Satan's system that is currently, it's already underway. It's been underway. And Satan does not want you to know what he is already doing amongst a government where you are still under the illusion that you have constitutional rights, that you have freedoms, that you have privacy. Not only do you not have those things, which are legal fictions, you have what are the absolute opposite. And a demon-possessed, a corrupt government is currently in position in the state of California, and they're keeping myself, an American citizen, under surveillance, and doing so with knowledge of the fact that I am also exposing it. And the real-time mutation of this light on my ceiling and on my wall is direct evidence against the state and the people of the state who are all around as I document Sherry Lobo. She's a demon-possessed group stalker who is, again, posing a threat to the minor child that you see in her vehicle while she's group stalking with the state that's present at this property in a helicopter, as I documented in the workplace last week. The fake sun is remaining over me. That's how you know what Sherry Lobo is and what she's doing. And while this engineer light is mutating in real time on video today, this is the same exact criminal system, which is evidence regarding the condition of the corrupt government that's engaging in this system of surveillance. They are demon-possessed. Their demon possession is not only exhibited through the demonic environment, but it is exhibited through their behavior. And the demon-possessed in California practice federal group stalking and monitoring, which is a criminal system. It's a series of systematic, ritualistic conduct conduct where demons are group stalking you, and they're doing so while in the position of government and acting maliciously with the constituents of the state. It's demonic activity, in other words. But this is the criminalization of that demonic activity, because the state currently does not have the right to keep you under surveillance, does not have the right to surround you with their satanic and demented behaviors while they want to keep you under surveillance, because that's what it is when law enforcement agencies are following you everywhere. And it's also terrorism on its face and in substance when they're following you everywhere in helicopters in an environment that is in and of itself a scientific impossibility. This is the same demon-possessed agency that's stalking outside of my living room window for 47 minutes in a helicopter. So let's remember, they're engaging in what is flying repeatedly in helicopter. And this is what I documented outside of the same living room window that you see the fake sun this morning. This is my living room window at 6:48 in the afternoon, and I repeatedly use this as an example so that you are aware of what is under no circumstances sunlight covering this hillside where you see the sun at 9:44. At what position is the sun going to be, even when it's in alignment to my bedroom window, and my apartment building is an obstruction to what is going to be beneath the elevation. This is speaking to what is stationary placement of a fake sun, which has nothing to do with this engineered light. You know that because of the light that's sitting up on my ceiling. This has nothing to do with sunlight, okay? And you're looking at it in real time mutate as I speak to the fact. So as you are witnessing the presence of Satan, this is how you will discern the presence of Satan. As you are witnessing a demonic activity and the demon possessed, this is how you will become made aware of the demon possessed. And you know their criminal conduct, they're keeping you under surveillance. And it's a threat to your life as you witness me prosecute Satan, going by the names of organizations and agencies which will be exposed, and they will be disbanded. They will be removed permanently from the positions where they currently pose a threat, real threat to the lives of American citizens. Okay, that's what you're witnessing. And this environment is state action. This environment is not only a scientific impossibility, it's the evidence of not only those who will be criminally prosecuted and exposed. You need to know that they're demon possessed. Do not forget the two are both and equally vital that you understand. Okay, and it goes for the people of the state. So let's be clear again. This is the fake sun that's outside over my head as I captured in still images again at 2:44 p.m. And I'm capturing, it's 2:57 in this engineered light. As you look at the video, pay attention to the video and the entity, and not this video. I'm talking about this video that I'm capturing right now where you are looking at this light activity. The state of the light activity as I started the video, and as you'll look at it evolve, the more I talk, the more Satan reacts. This is the same with regard to the sex offender that keeps me under surveillance as I'm disrobing, as I'm in the shower, as my legs are open, my genitalia is exposed. The environment is made alive. Okay, and by in live, I mean the engineered light, the fake sun, the amplified audible activity, the stalking in helicopters, the stalking with audible activity in manners that you can perceive while you're in a physically indisposed state. This is how a sex offender communicates that they are hostile, and doing so in a sexually perverted manner, okay, to violate you, to offend any person's sensibilities, anyone, okay, and doing so while Satan is hostile, because you know that Satan is engaging in this conduct, and the demon possessed do not want to be found out. They don't appreciate the fact that you have blown the whistle on them and blown their cover, if you will. Satan does not like that. Satan, which is using people, that's what Dominic Choi represents, okay? Satan is using Dominic Choi. Satan is using the people who are the Los Angeles Police Department. Satan is using the people of the state who are living at Alvarado Gardens, and they're all going to federal prison because this is criminal conduct, no exercise of any religious right. While you are in the path where the state is stalking directly, you are stalking vicariously in a specific environment, in conformity, by the way, to a pattern of conduct. Under no circumstances do you have any argument. You also don't have an argument where I've documented the same pattern of conduct amongst a population that's nowhere near Alvarado Gardens, replete with the directed light, the stalking with helicopter, the criminal defamation, the harassment, while you're as an entity, while you're stalking in helicopters, and a fake sun remains over me from the beginning to the end of the day. All right, that's federal group stalking and monitoring. This is a sex offense as you're looking at it, and the entity is going to keep the fake sun here until the end of the day as I continuously capture. So I want you to see, since we've got it now, I want you to see how the light source, this engineer light, as I move my blinds around, I want you to see this. This has nothing to do with sunlight. All right, this is engineer light. You're witnessing, understanding the identity of the demonic environment that we're all surrounded by. Okay, what Satan is doing in the environment, and you are conditioned to accept that it's the sun, and that sunlight is what's touching everything, and it has nothing to do with that. This is engineered light, and it's significant what demons are doing in engineered light. So Brian Sudd, that's walking in the parking lot, FedEx that's driving out of the parking lot in the previous video, what appears to be Sherry Lobo in the blue Civic, what appears to be Erica Martinez and the dog, okay, and Julia Alvarez's daughter. Those are demons who are pacing around in engineered light. Movement around in this light accomplishes monitoring, okay? They do it while demons are stalking in a helicopter, okay? So this is the P.O.C. Now you can see this rod on this wall, and you're also looking at it on this wall. And as I move my hand around, this is multiple shadows. This is criminal surveillance. And it matters where it's happening. The fact that it's occurring in a specific, this is the specific environment, but because the specific environment has invaded where I live in my castle, outside of my knowledge, I have not consented. I did not tell the state that you can be in my private space. This is a communication of a threat. It's an interference with my quiet enjoyment. Speaker companies are the people of the state. They are engaging in the system, and it's a sex offense that FedEx is going to be prosecuted for. They're group stalking, okay? Everybody that lives here is group stalking. And you're looking at the light source through the windshield. There's no sun over the Ovid Family Community Library, which is already on the record. This is the pattern of conduct that the entire state is engaging in. Crossing path on Alvarado Street, impunity, sex offenders, group stalking. And this is how you know that, okay? On all the walls. This is entirely impossible, and it's also entirely demonic. And it's evidence revealing the demon possession of corrupt law enforcement agencies who will be exposed and prosecuted. They literally are the foundational support for the reworking of how law enforcement agencies who are corrupt, they're currently violating human and constitutional rights. There are people sitting around kidnapped in facilities and in jails where they're engaging in psychological torture of those who are being kidnapped, while the entity makes up information in concert with the demon-possessed population who bears false witness, okay? While American citizens who are targeted individuals who are subject to criminal manufactured allegations, okay? While they're subject to surveillance. This is the system of surveillance. All right, so I want to make sure that you're aware of that. This has nothing to do with the fake sun, and the light mutated in real time as I began capturing this video. This is the reality of the presence of Satan. This is the reality of your ability to discern the presence of Satan, be aware of your environment, and also the criminal system that's underway, and it's automatic telling on the state. Automatic. It's state action, because in this environment, this is where the government is keeping you under surveillance. This is why you're stalking in helicopters. This is a long documented P.O.C. that's already on the record. So you're understanding the consistency of that. And this is literally the evidence of what is demon possession of another law enforcement agency who is group stalking on an ongoing basis. In doing so, it is currently 3:02 p.m. The fake sun is over my head outside of my front door. Understand that, because I walked outside of my front door. It's over my head right now. And it has nothing to do with this engineered light that's on the ceiling inside of my apartment. And it's going to stay here, and then it's going to set in alignment to me in the evening after 7 p.m. And that's exactly what I capture on an ongoing basis. And the directed light is distinct from what is the fake sun. And so this is the engineered light that's on the bedroom walls. This is engineered light that's on the ceiling. You're seeing it on the ceiling right now, mutating in real time. And this is the fake sun you can see through the windshields. And this is the fake sun that's still in alignment with me at 7:07 p.m. All right, it is currently 3:03 p.m. This is documentation of a sex offense. Sex offense committed by government, criminal surveillance, terrorism in the U.S. All right, and it shall be recognized because this is serving to inform your personal lives, not just an education regarding your ability to recover against a government that's violating your constitutional human rights. All right, this is P.O.C.